All right there, listen, little announcement. After the main body of this video, well, lesser body, due to the subject matter, we could call it the guts, if not the entrails, dragged along a dirty, muddy road as the figure of YouTube stumbles slowly to its grave. Well, anyway, after all of that, there's a little bit of footage of me wandering around the wonderful markets of Phnom Penh, and there's a little moment where I smash my head on a bit of awnings. It doesn't look like much, but after the recording the video, blood was removed from the forehead. Oh, I might have to put an 18 certificate on this video. The gore is so intense. Speaking of intense gore, let's get down to this bullshit. This man here. Fuck knows what that is. Some kind of amazing in-joke, no doubt.
G'day viewers.
We all know this person. He's appeared in many of our social groups. We were happy when he left, or we were forced to leave him. He's here, and his virtue is going to be signalled again and again and again, moving further away from reality all the time, and with no real interest or care for, I don't know, what actually happens.
If you're into such things, you may have seen yet another report of disgraced serial sex offender Louis C.K.
Chinek. It's just one. Chinek. Ah, Louis C.K., one of the best comedians of our generation. Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear more.
Doing another unannounced appearance at a comedy club, trying to revive his career, which has been sidelined, well, because he's a serial sex offender.
Serial sex offender, Louis C.K. Let's just analyse actually what happened. Louis C.K. got done, he got in trouble, he got targeted in the hysteria of a hashtag Me Too movement that is just ruining everything. An absolute mess of a gendered society. He asked people, women, because he's heterosexual. I know that is already a crime, but that's what he done. He asked people so if he could masturbate in front of them. Louis C.K.'s crime is asking for consent. Just think about that, because that's all he done. There's many instances of when women said, not really, no. He just didn't. All he did was ask consent. Some said yes. What's his crime? Asking for consent.
See, he's one of the famous and powerful men caught up in the Me Too movement.
No, he's one of the famous and powerful men that people like you keep putting into the Me Too movement.
You know how all those innocent men have been found out? And
this is a man who's failed with women again and again and again. He's done everything he assumed necessary. He's a good guy. I'm a nice guy. Hey, I want to talk about you. It's all about your feelings. And he can't work out time and time again what everything his bullshit liberal existence has told him women want has failed to work. Again and again and again, he's seen people that no doubt he'd call misogynists, Nazis and sexists continually get the girl, while he went home with a pack of fags. In England, that's a cigarette. In America, it's a gaggle of homosexuals. I wouldn't put it past him. Not that there's anything right with that, but he's failed time and time again. This is why this hurts him to the very virginal core of his lardy, pathetic existence.
Had their lives ruined.
Had their lives ruined. He said that again.
All those innocent men have been found out and had their lives ruined.
Oh, he meant Louis C.K. Yeah, no, fair point. He did have his life ruined, yeah. For asking for consent.
Well, he, like all of these high-profile cases, is not innocent.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what he did.
And just in case someone's about to jump in with some of the rape apologist talking points of...
I mean, it's rape apology if you want evidence. It's rape apology if, I don't know, you want what fucking happened to be part of the discussion. Or if maybe you want a little bit of reality as part of the conversation. Not just, I don't know, some failed, blobby, beta male's overdetermined unconscious that just drags his life into the endless perpetual gutter of failure with women to exert itself on his version of events.
What about due process?
Oh, and say it like that. Oh, I don't know, due process. Fuck due process. We're talking about women, and I'm a feminist.
Innocent until proven guilty.
I know, it's so embarrassing, isn't it? I mean, what, innocent until proven guilty? What kind of society needs ideas like that? He's a man, a woman said he harassed her. End of story. Cut off his balls and string him up, obviously. Anything to remove more competition from our failed bloody-ass friend here.
He completely admitted to all the accusation.
Yes, he did. He completely admitted to asking for consent, because that's what he done.
Against him. These had been an open secret in comedy circles for years.
Not a secret then.
The short version is he had a habit of whipping his dick out in front of women and jerking it when they didn't want him.
No. Oh, no. I'd love it if you could give me, I don't know, one single example of that. One single example of Louis C.K. doing that, because I can tell you now, unless there's something I don't know, but I've looked into this quite in some detail, didn't happen. It's a lie. You're basing all of this on a lie. It's almost as if you're angry. It's almost as if you're bitter. It's almost as if you continually failed with women, and you absolutely need to feast on this kind of stuff to I don't know, defend your endless string of failure.
To and abusing his powerful position.
Now this idea that men in power abuse their position, what that actually means is a human, I mean, it's no point looking at this and saying they're men, because again, already they're in big trouble. You're a man, oh my God, you're already guilty according to these kind of twerps. Someone used their social position to attract a sexual partner. Right? That's what happens. That's how it works. That's all people do. You don't just go out into the world and agree to fuck anyone. You don't go out into the world and agree to be anyone's partner. You base it on a series of things like, how do they look? Does that appeal to me? What is their earning potential? Can they protect me? Etc, etc. All a multivariant situation. But somehow, according to the lunatic Me Too movement, you're abusing your power if you dare, be yourself. Because Louis C.K. is successful, he's abusing his power if he himself asks for someone's sexual consent. Bearing in mind, that's all anyone does. That's what couples do. When couples, they could have been married 10 years. When they're in bed at night, they ask each other for consent before they have sex. It might not be verbal, but you don't just go in and rape each other. No, you ask for consent. What Louis C.K. done. This is like saying a married couple, oh, that man, when he had sex with his wife last night, he abused his social status. Just because he's her husband, he thought he could have sex with her.
And he was basically the most powerful and influential comedian in America. He used that position and the network of people who protected him to threaten women if they ever caused a scene about him doing it.
Oh, have you got any evidence about that thalidomide? Your arms are about 5 inches too short on both sides.
They would have their careers destroyed.
And again, where is this? Like I say, I've looked into this in detail. Can't see this, can't find this information.
So it isn't just that he did this. It isn't that he did it repeatedly over many years. He also abused his powerful position to threaten people who were on the receiving end of his disgusting behaviour.
Oh, disgusting. Imagine wanking. I mean, who wanks? I mean, God. I mean, what a thing to do. It's so disgusting. And again, I ask you for evidence of this. None.
And he did it with impunity for years.
It's almost like the people he did it to, I don't know, didn't complain, didn't give a shit, weren't that bothered.
Now, here's one reason I'm super angry about him and his behaviour. He was my favourite comedian.
Your mouth is upside down.
I just thought he was pretty much the best comedian in the world. out there doing really interesting stuff. And then these rumors started circulating. They're around for years. And I kept wishing someone would put their name to them, because unsourced allegations.
Unsourced allegations? What a thing. Wouldn't want any of them, would we?
Is a bit of a bridge too far.
You're telling me.
And then, yes, surely, Me Too came along and several women stepped forward and said, the rumours you've been hearing, they're about me, he did it to me. And then CK came out and said, it's all true.
It's all true. I asked women if I could wank in front of them. Not very cool. So, probably wasn't thinking about being cool. Probably thinking about getting his rocks off. What damage did he do to these women?
Gosh, I'm sorry. And he's been doing these comedy club appearances.
You know what? The reason he's so bitter, the reason he hates this is because he knows he hasn't even got anywhere near the bottle or, of course, any social or professional status to get away with anything like this. It simply wouldn't work. He gets no action.
Over the last couple of months, testing the waters. You know, it's like, oh, has he been timed out for long enough?
Oh, how horrible. Imagine. So, you know, I mean, he really should be punished forever for not breaking the law or doing anything wrong. Look at this idiot questioning whether he should have a comeback. That's what the title of this video is called. Louis C.K. doesn't deserve a comeback, brackets, but he'll get one. Good. Fucking right. He's one of the best comedians ever.
Has this serial sex offender and power abuser
Who put your head on a baby's body?
been punished?
Whoa, what?
Serial sex offender been timed out for long enough? Has this serial sex offender...
Serial sex offender. A man, he asked consent time and time again. I mean, if we are now going to define a sex offence as someone who asked another person to engage in a sexual act with them and the other person said no, I wonder who's ever been there. Everyone in the world who's been blown out. Listen, chubby cheeks, you must have had this countless times. Your whole persona bleeds sexual failure. That makes you, my podgy little friend, a serial sex offender.
And power abuser being punished.
Power abuser. How is Louis C.K. not meant to use his social professional status? Has he got to be anonymous? Has he got to wear a mask and put on a silly voice? Is he only allowed to chat up women online with like, my name is John, how are you? It's just bullshit. He's achieved his status. It's part of who he is. It's part of the package. Don't be jealous. Don't be envious. If you want some of that clout, fucking achieve something.
For long enough. I haven't even fucking changed my smoke alarm batteries since this all came out. But apparently that's enough time for someone who spent years exploiting women.
Now it's exploiting women. How? Again, there's no evidence here, man. You've not met... Oh, serial sex offender. He's spent years exploiting women. I mean, he's basically Caligula. You know, he's been raping pregnant women in the Colosseum with lions. I mean, how dare he come back and do comedy? He got turned down by a few women he suggested have a sexual encounter with him. This is insanity. And it's part of such a hideous bigger picture. It's all part of the end of traditional gender roles where people actually knew their place, their value, their skills, and just bleeding into nothingness. What a terrible shame. And what freaks me out is, only in the madness of the liberal cuckverse of things like Me Too can twats like this person actually get to have an opinion on something he's clearly nothing to fucking do with.
and abusing them through his powerful network. Apparently,
like, you know, he was there. I want to have a wank in front of him. And when she said no, his powerful network was abseiling down the walls. They come smashing through the window. You will wank. You will watch him wank. You will watch him wank. For fuck's sake, Tubbs.
that's enough of a time out for him, because he is being increasingly welcomed. There is no way he deserves a comeback.
No, I mean, he should never work again. He's got his own family, he's got kids. They shouldn't be able to be fed by him. He shouldn't be able to eat or work. No, never again. This is a man who had the audacity to be who he was, to have achieved what he achieved, and go and ask women if they want to engage in a sexual act with him. And they said no, and it happened time and time again. No, throw him out to the wall, string him up. How dare he? I mean, this is evil incarnate, this is. And while we're at it, let's round up everyone else who's asked another person if they want to engage in a sexual encounter and dared use the fact that they were, I don't know, who they fucking were as part of that, part and parcel of that exchange. Yeah, let's string them all up. Who's going to be left? Him.
At this point. So, don't people deserve a second chance? Yeah, some people do. Some people who genuinely work to atone. But he is a fucking liar. He was never sorry. He was sorry he was caught.
Oh, no, without that. No, anus lips. He wasn't sorry he was caught. He was sorry that he had to fucking exist in this lunatic cultural climate that idiots like you perpetuate and make out to be something absolutely virtuous. Oh, you're really protecting the women with your fucking feminist ideas. I'll leave a link to this in the description. You want to read his 20 or so fucking video viewers. They're like, what he did was disgusting. No. Because he didn't even do it when they said no. Oh, now it's disgusting again to ask for consent. Oh, how dare someone ask for consent? This is bonkers. It's absolute madness. And it's just you know, I was reading that. I expected the comments to mainly be going, fuck off, you idiot, this is nonsense. No. Oh no, there's many people there going, oh, the world can do without people like Louis C.K. Oh really? No, it can't. He's one of the best comedians ever. And I'll tell you what, he'll come back once the pendulum has swung and all this liberal bullshit is laughed at like the PC crowd has been every other fucking generation. As soon as it's out of date, it's out of fucking sight and it's out of mind because it's patently absurd. And he will come back and it'll be amazing for it. The day I go to a gig and I see Louis C.K. on stage and he says, the wanking thing was a bit much then, wasn't it? Oh, it will bring the fucking house down. I'll tell you why. Because intelligent people, clever people, people who have still got the ability to think for themselves and critically, who believe in, due process, who believe in innocence until proven guilty, and who believe in the letter of the law, which does not include asking for consent, will be happy for that. They'll be happy that people like Louis C.K. are not being fucking toasted on the coals of a virtue signalling movement propped up by stupid, inferior beta, low IQ, bad optic dwarves such as yourself.
And he's just coming back like, I guess I can just keep making millions of dollars now. In his most recent appearance, he joked about how he'd been through hell.
Good, because he knows he hasn't. It was a joke. Good, well done, Louis. Thank fuck for Louis C.K. And I'll take fucking 1,000 of him over any of your lot.
And he said he lost $35 million in an hour, which I guess is a reference to his movie, which was literally about to come out.
And which we've now lost. I mean, I don't know, have you seen Louis? Have you seen Lucky Louis? Have you seen the absolute genius comedy writing? The quality of it second to none. Fucking fantastic. He was just about to release his film and twats like you perked up in your desperate attempt to get some kind of validation from some kind of blue-haired National Health glass wearing dribbling cobweb minged feminist. We've lost it. With any luck, and it will be luck, That film will come out and it will be fantastic. Do you know why? He's brilliant. He's hilarious.
It got shit canned after the truth about him came out. And again, not allegations, not accusations, truth.
True, yeah. A man asked for fucking consent. Again. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing, my little bowling ball friend, that you seem to be avoiding talking about what actually happened. You're fine. Just dodging around it. Serial sexual offender. Exploiter of women. But you're kind of missing what actually happened. You're avoiding talking about, I don't know, the actual evidence. Again, I'll use the R word, which I know goes in one of your ears and whoop, comes out the same one, because there's a wall either side to stop any actual intelligence getting in. Reality. Talk about the reality. The man asked for consent. That's his crime.
He fully admitted that the stories that had been going around...
stutter in the mouth, stutter in the brain. He couldn't actually say it. He fully admitted that the stories... Yeah, he fully admitted asking women for consent.
...around for years were absolutely true.
Not a hard thing to admit. Look, watch. Chris Dangerfield, have asked many women to engage sexually with me. And a couple of them, a ratio of about 500 to 1, turned me down. Yep, I know. Hashtag you too. That happened. I asked for consent and they didn't want to know. Serial rapist, serial sexual aggressor. Oh, an exploiter of women, lives ruined. And when I did it, I let them know who I was and what I'd achieved. They knew about me. So I certainly abused my power too. Oh, awful, aren't I? What a stain on the otherwise beautiful white sheet of culture people like me and Louis are. Oh, and almost certainly every other man.
And just as a brief aside, the guys who go, oh, it wasn't that bad, and it's not universally guys, but it is mostly men who do this, go, that's not even that bad. He didn't actually rape someone. I hope that when someone like that basically clearly tells you exactly how they feel about women being sexually harassed, abused, and threatened.
Oh, because he knows. He knows. He knows how these women felt because he understands women's. You see? Oh, he's looking after them. Oh, I feel it in my core when those things happen because I understand that women are stupid and weak and they need looking after by people like him. That's his life. That's his angle. This is the one who puts his arm around the girl that's just finished with her alpha boyfriend. And half of his head is, oh, come on, darling, it's all right. It's all right, you know, don't worry. And his other half is, please fuck me, please fuck me, please. No. But he doesn't ask them because that would be disgusting.
I hope you listen because they are telling you something really important.
Yeah, I heard Sarah Silverman. Yeah, she said that once he asked her, she agreed and let him have a wank and thought it was a bit weird. And another time she said no. They're not children. They're adult women. Do you know that? They don't need you looking after them, pretending that in some way they can't fucking handle that. How many women do you think have propositioned me with sexual, fucking trying to come on to me sexually and I've turned them down? Did it break me? Was I, oh my God, it was terrible. I don't know what to do. She kept saying she was going to suck my cock. She was going to suck my cock. Or did I just get on with my fucking life?
About themselves.
He wouldn't know about that though. Yeah. See, again, and clear as day, he hasn't got that experience. He's never had a woman after him sexually. So he doesn't know that actually you just cope with it. If you don't want it, you just say no. Like all the women in Louis C.K.'s example did. He hasn't got that experience. You know, this isn't his specialist subject, let's be honest.
There. And if you are one of these dipshits who say things like that, yeah, it's about 99% likely that any women unfortunate enough to come across you know that about you. And particularly the ones who go, oh, all these talk about how widespread abuse of women is. It's never happened to anyone I know.
Any more straw men? Any more straw men? I mean, I know it's all you've got. You've got no steel men. Oh, you'd know nothing about steel men.
Yeah, it has. They don't say anything to you because they know who you are and they know you can't be trusted. Just a little side.
Just absolute gibber now. Just nonsense.
Getting back to CK, my big reason why he doesn't deserve to have his comeback
is more to do actually with his little reason. But let's hear his blag.
Because he's never shown any genuine remorse.
Oh, maybe he doesn't feel he needs to. And maybe that's what made Louis C.K. so special in the first place. Maybe that's why his comedy was so good. Because he actually says what he thinks, rather than beaters like you just going along and saying what you think people want to hear. He's not a people pleaser. And that he's not going to sit there and pretend and act and fake it like mugs like you do. He's outright just... No. What he probably regrets that it blew up like this. He certainly regrets that he has the unfortunate luck to live in this kind of bullshit liberal feminist cultural climate. But why what Jesus, how is he meant to be in any way devastated? Oh God, I've now realised what I did. I wanted to wank in front of someone, and I asked them, and some of them said no, and
he's just upset that he got caught.
Yeah, good. Makes sense. Honest bloke. I admire him for it.
And the big tell for me is how fucking stupid he was to not get out in front of it. He'd been protected for so long.
Oh, trying to make out he's like Harvey Weinstein or Jimmy Savile. Like there was this sort of the comedy community were looking after him. No. What you can almost say for sure is no one did anything about it because no one thought it was anything. There was probably an understanding that people thought it was a little bit of a weird one. I mean, most people haven't got that particular kink, but most people do wank and most people do have sex with other people. The fact that he somehow wanted to combine the two, people are probably aware of it, but no one thought about grassing him up because what were they going to say? Oi, you know that... Hello, is that the FBI? Yeah, you know that Louis C.K.? He keeps asking women for consent. No. He wants them to engage him. He wants to wank while they watch him, and he keeps asking them. Oh yeah. Prick.
Long, he'd been getting away with this shit. And again, I stress, this did not happen once or twice. This kept happening.
I mean, in many ways, the whole of the US comedy scene and everyone involved in all his specials and all his series and everything and every comedian that knew him is guilty, really. Lock them all up. Oh, they didn't dare go and tell anyone that Louis C.K. asked for fucking consent again.
Over years. This is who he is and what he does.
A very honest man who enjoys sex as well. Good. I want more people like that in the world and less like you.
Okay? Not a one-off, not something he stopped doing.
And what do the multiples matter? What's that got to do with it? If you honestly think that this is as bad as you're pretending to get some kind of lady points, why do you keep going on about the multiples?
It's something he did over years. And he was so used to getting away with it.
Getting away with what?
That he thought...
You know, people watching this, do you honestly think Louis C.K., right, picture it. He's just done a gig, the adrenaline's pumping, he feels good. Oh, the adulation, the adoration. His social status, his professional achievements surround him like an aura. After the gig, a sexy young girl, she starts chatting to him. He says, do you want to come up into my room? She goes, oh, what for? She doesn't have to have sex, but she certainly probably can assume he wants some of some sort. Gets there, and then he says, do you mind if I masturbate while you watch? And she says no and then leaves. And you think he then goes, oh, I hope she doesn't go to the police. Yeah, I got away with that one. Or do you reckon he just went, oh, that's a shame. That would have been brilliant. Anyway, what have I got to do now? Come on.
It would go on forever. A stupid prick, even in a totally cynical way, if he hadn't have been so self-absorbed, he could have got away basically scot-free if he genuinely understood what he had done was wrong. When he looked, the whole Me Too go, when Harvey Weinstein got pinged,
Ping!
He's basically one of the most powerful men in Hollywood.
And he raped people. The link between him and Louis C.K. is so big, such an overreach.
And the level of protection he had was orders of magnitude.
Yeah, by the people your lot absolutely adore.
Stronger than the level of protection CK had. I mean, the Weinstein Company was paying out millions
Muddy the whirl
of dollars in settlements because of the horrific abuse of Harvey Weinstein.
How many dollars have been paid out in settlements by Louis C.K.?
And yes, his abuse was way worse than CK.
Ah, yes, it was.
But also, his protection was...
Those hands are so tiny.
...way stronger. And when you see...
So thalidomide-ic.
...him go down, it is so obvious if you are a high-profile person who's doing this shit, like Matt Lauer, like Louis C.K., you are going to be outed. The silence that has protected you for years, the clock's ticking, and it's going to go... Can you imagine if...
It's just rambling nonsense now. This is just a man trying to make up numbers to earn a few more advertising bucks.
If CK hadn't waited for people to step forward and say, this is him and this is what he done. If he had stepped forward.
Oh, imagine. And what would he say? I just want to say, I've been asking for consent. Look, I can't keep saying that. There's another fucking minute and a half of this nonsense. Absolute bullshit. This bloke's a twat. He's trying to score points. His whole channel's about scoring points. Have a look at his Social Blade. The 1 point he's not scoring is fucking video views. What an absolute twat.
Thanks for watching.
Alright there, well here I am in sunny Phnom Penh. I've got the missus with me, covering her face, pretending it's from the sun. Oh, the noise. But it's actually to remain anonymous, I think, on the video. We're going to venture into this market here. We're going to look at all this gorgeous food. Look, this is a typical Phnom Penh fruit market. So she's left me. She's not too into this. She's giggling away, but she's also leading me. So I'm going to turn the camera around and here we go. I mean, this is quite a treat really, because you don't get many foreigners down here. This isn't a tourist market. This is where a lot of the local traders will come to get their stock. I mean, you can hear it. It's fucking amazing really, and it's nice to have a missus with me because I get a pass, do you know what I mean? There's also a lot of food being cooked in here, and the heat and the smell is really quite too much. A lot of the... Hey, shit, as you see, it's not made for... Yeah, did you see? I just smashed my head on a bit of metal. Like I say, there's not a lot of foreigners here, and it's all very low, look. So my head's nearly touching everything. Just walking, we're good. Look how tight it is here, we're proper crammed in. The claret coming out of my head. Oops. Look at all this amazing rice. As many varieties of rice as you could imagine. Look at all this here.
Nó lại to lại.
Sorry, man. No problem, no problem. I think the locals got a bit unhappy about me filming them there. Maybe they shouldn't be gambling, maybe they should be working. They're worried that their boss is going to see it on YouTube. It's very different from Thailand. In Thailand they're used to foreigners walking around, they're a lot more sort of welcoming, but I certainly feel like a tourist here. I stand out, I stick out, and now we're into the food and fish area and it fucking stinks. Check it out. You notice my videos when I'm walking around Thailand, I'm just a lot more relaxed. There's many other foreigners about, but here, just being here, just being white and being here, talking English, having a camera, it's drawing mad attention to me. And not that it doesn't feel hostile or anything, but you're very aware you're being watched by everyone. And there you go, there's a little view of a market in Cambodia. Fuck man, that hurt my head.